What's up, guys? I've gone through all of the professions over the last couple of videos. Today we're going to take a look at sort of what I think about what's going to work out best for making gold in the world within. So the one thing I've seen is that across pretty much every recipe in the game, it's possible to reach the recipe difficulty. You can eventually guarantee max quality as long as you have all the profession tools. That's another 40 skill points that I'm missing from profession tools. Which would put this at 480, and that's pretty much the case on every recipe that I've seen so far. I'm assuming this is very intentional from Blizzard. To get there, you do need maximum quality materials. That's going to be expensive, and you need to have put points into every node that gives you skill for that specific one. So for enchanting, for instance, you pretty much just need like one branch. So if I wanted to max out the Fortified Flames or the Arathor weapon enchants, I would need 20, 40, 70 points. And then I could guarantee quality 3. Quality 3 for these. Obviously, that's not that much in terms of knowledge for enchanting. For other recipes, it's more. And for others, it's less. But you also need the profession accessories, which are kind of hard to get because they require a lot of artisan security. Now, for the knowledge portion, you can get 24 knowledge points from picking up one-time treasures. Then you get some amount from doing first craft bonuses. I haven't counted. It depends on which recipes you unlock. You can get at least 25, 30 for most professions. And then you get some knowledge from doing these patron work orders. They will give you some amount of knowledge, and some other. They can also give you extra artisan security. When I counted on jewel crafting, I found like 11 points here. It seems like for enchanting, there's 0 points available. Not sure how often these update. Probably we get some daily, and some on longer cooldowns. And then I think, for enchanting, you get knowledge from disenchanting, that's right. So you get some amount of weekly stuff. So, but with 24 from treasures, and then 20 to 40, 50 points from first crafts, depending on professions, and then 10 from weekly stuff, you're very quickly at like 50, 60, 70 knowledge, week 1. So there are going to be recipes that you can max out, get max quality week 1, assuming you can get the profession tools and you can get your profession to max. That's what it seems to me. Probably there's going to be some degenerate way to just eke out the last like 10 points to get to 70, or just get good RNG, or just spend enough money to do enough first crafts. Does depend a little bit on how many recipes are available. But it's possible, and then obviously if that's an item that you sell into the region-wide auction house, then you can pretty much guess that that people are going to do that, and they're going to dominate, unless you can't get quality 3 materials from people crafting the materials by gathering, because you do need quality 3 materials to guarantee max quality. So that's sort of the other question, essentially. Now, this also means that concentration and ingenuity will vary a lot in value, because anything that's on the region-wide auction house, if it requires 70 knowledge points, then at the latest week 2, people are going to be maxing them out. And there's enough crafters on a region to guarantee that someone will have maxed out that recipe. Now, obviously, you can go for quality 2 materials and use concentration until you're out of concentration, and you'd probably be a little cheaper. And make some amount of gold, but the market is going to be dominated by people who are guaranteed quality 3 crafters, most likely. You can see here that the concentration cost is fairly high. We're spending 193 concentration just for the last 40 skill points here. Obviously, you'll get some of it back with ingenuity and stuff, so it's gonna help, but it's not going to be huge for this recipes. Now, for some other professions, like the alchemical flask, the elemental chaos flask in particular, to max that out, you need something like 210 points in the alchemy tree, because you need every herb type specialization. So that's going to be a long time until someone can craft that at guaranteed max quality, which means that for that recipe, you are going to be doing the concentration, and maxing out concentration and ingenuity is probably going to be very profitable for quite a while, because it's just going to take so long for people to get to max skill. That being said, eventually someone will get max skill, and everyone who's invested knowledge points into ingenuity nodes will just fall off, or maybe they can still make a limited amount of gold with their ingenuity still. That's a little bit hard to guess. Now, the fact that you can max out the specific recipe without probably week 2, and the fact that the weekly knowledge gains is mostly stuff you can do just standing in town, this is just further underlining the fact that the alts are looking great this expansion. You max out your profession, and then you can just sit here and gain knowledge and acuity from just doing these orders. You just sit there and do that, spend some gold. If you have gold to spend, then that's going to be big. The last thing, the profession accessories, this is kind of the linchpin of getting there, because the profession accessories, all of them give skill. Like the accessories give plus 11 skill, and the tool gives plus 18 if it's rare. But they all require 300 artisan acuity each. So that means you need to earn 180 knowledge. Maybe you can get less, obviously, because there's going to be crafting orders that give you some amount of acuity. Let me find one like this one for Gilded Vials, which gives you 30 acuity. Obviously, that's really good. So it's going to be a little bit less, but you need a lot of knowledge. And the best way to do that is to just train one profession up to like 30, 40, something like that. Do every first craft you can, which will give you artisan acuity for the knowledge you get. Just do every first craft bonus that you can, then you drop that profession, pick up a new one, level it to 30, 35, 40, and do every first craft you can on the way. Depending on how many professions you do, you need like 30, 40, 50 knowledge per profession to get to 180. But you can do that. Week 1, you can farm enough acuity to get all their profession tools maxed for one profession. If you want to do 2, I think that's going to be a little bit too hard, even with doing the maximum shuffle and doing like everything you can easily unlock. But it is going to give you a huge leg up for that profession if you bother to do this and you have the capital available to do it. So that's what I think will be really good. Now, obviously, this requires a lot of effort. So not everyone is going to do it, but enough people are going to be doing this to where this is going to affect the region-wide markets very heavily, and the people who do this will be dominating. So I think for anything you want to go deep, particularly if it's region-wide, if it's crafting order, your realm-based, then it's less important. You can also just sell your concentration until you're out of concentration for like quality 5 gear, for instance, and then just wait for the next day. It's fine. But for anything you sell on the region-wide auction house, like if you're going to sell gems, then obviously you need to be competitive with the entire region-wide auction house. And if someone can guarantee quality 3, and you can only craft quality 3 with concentration, then you're going to be able to craft 3 gems, 2 gems, 5 gems a day maybe, and they can craft however many they want and sell for a profit. So obviously that's going to be a little bit hard to compete. But yeah, like skill is really important this expansion. I'm very uncertain if it's going to be worth it to do like generic nodes that give other stats, like this supplementary shattering here. Like, is it good to get the ingenuity early or not? So that's the big question here. Like, do you want to just max out every skill bonus so you guarantee everything quality 3, or at least like the most relevant things? I think in general, focusing on the lower nodes early is better, because you won't be getting max quality on any of the end nodes until you max them out anyway, because they give like a huge plus 20 skill bonus on the final point. So I think like you would want to max out this node, then you want to max out one of these nodes, whichever you go for. Maybe the best weapon enchant. I'm not sure which one is simming the best. Maybe ring enchant. So you max out this node, and then finally you max out this node. That also means you unlock both of these, all of the final sub-specializations with their recipes, which you can use your concentration on, and then you can spend your concentration on whichever recipe gives you the highest profit margin for that concentration. And then obviously finally you put points into the last node, and then probably the other node, assuming that there's something profitable in the other nodes, end nodes. And that's the same thing you would do in most other trees as well. You would do the same with gems, right? You would want to max out this node. And that will teach you one recipe from like every gem type. And then you want to pick one of the colors, max out the middle node, unlock all of the recipes, and then pick one of the end nodes to be your first gem to max out. That's most likely what I would do. This is a little bit more expensive. We can see that it's 100 knowledge to get one gem maxed out. Obviously, if concentration and ingenuity can keep up better, then it might be better to go wider. But personally, I think that just getting one recipe to max quality, so you can craft that guaranteed, and then you can use your concentration on other recipes all across the board here. That just seems like a better approach to me. Because then you have multiple options. Like you have one option that doesn't require concentration, and then you have multiple different options for other recipes that you can spend your concentration on. And then you'll just keep going, either go for another color or get the other ones here and gradually build out. And this is extremely knowledge hungry, as you can see here. On the other side, like jewel crafting gear is extremely low maintenance, like it's 70 to max out rings or necklaces, and then 100 points to get them both maxed out. Just really not that expensive at all to be ready to craft those. So it does depend a lot on the structure of the knowledge tree and like where the points are. So examples of the profession. But yeah, get max skill, take advantage of multiple recipes so you have options to where you spend your concentration early on, and do the acuity shuffle so you're ready to crank out the profession tools. Those are the most important things to get done early, in my opinion. Good luck.